If you are struggling trading the US stock market like NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, US 30, or the S&P 500, this video is for you because right here, I'm just break down everything regarding fundamentals, right? What to pay attention to, understand what's going on with the markets so that you can use this information in your trading strategy. It doesn't matter how you look for your trades. If you could understand what to pay attention to and know how it's impacting that pair, it would give you an edge because that's what it's all about. When you're focusing on fundamentals, it just gives you an edge where you're no longer lost when moves happen. You could literally understand why and have confidence once you're in that trade. And for you guys that don't know, this is what I do teach in my private group. We go live every single day. We focus on fundamentals, economic data, central banks. Also, when you become a private member, the whole fundamentals course is included. So if you guys are interested in learning more after this video, link is in the description, and also you could join in the bio. All right, guys. So one thing that I had to realize when I was trading equities, I had to learn that the stock market, like NASDAQ, S&P 500, the Dow Jones, I had to treat it differently as a trader, differently than how I treat gold, differently than how I trade the US dollar or US or just currencies in general. Because the way you look for entries, the way you have your mindset set for your stop loss, your take profit, your emotions, if you treat it all the same, right, you're going to end up being wrong regardless in either one. Because when we look at equities as a whole, NASDAQ, for an example, is 100 tech companies that makes that index. So we understand that the stock market, what moves the stock market, right? Economic data for the US, the Federal Reserve, just market feelings, right? What's going on with headlines, news headlines. So I have to understand that the stock market, I got to treat it differently because it's an index, it's a stock market, right? And if you're trading gold as well, what is gold? It's a commodity, right? So it's a safe haven asset. Like what is currencies? Currencies is currencies, right? It's fiat. So you can't trade them all the same way. That's one thing. You got to treat them all different because US equities move very volatile, right? We understand that it most likely waits to New York Open. Like even though you could trade it 24 hours, the actual stock itself that's moving like Nvidia don't open until New York session. So usually you don't see a lot of volume in Asian session. So you can't trade Asian session, the stock market, the same way you could trade gold, right? Because the volume is different. So you have to understand trading it during New York session is probably the best bet because the markets are open, more volatility, people, algorithms buying and selling. So we understand that part. So when I started understanding that, I began to start building patience, right? Because people want to learn how to build patience when I trade that pair. I understood the pair. So once I start understanding it, what moves it, right? What caused it to go higher? What caused it to go weaker? You got to understand it like it's a relationship, okay? So first, learn to separate it. What is the highest volume times that impact that pair, right? So New York session, because New York open, the stock market is open, all the stocks impact NASDAQ. So that's the best time to trade it. Not trading it at London session, that's London open. So don't confuse the fact that the futures is open 24 hours doesn't mean you're going to get volume for 24 hours, okay? So secondly, I had to realize what impacts NASDAQ to go higher, right? So that's a good example. If I understand the US economy is doing well, if I see that Nvidia, I see Apple, I see Tesla, I see Amazon, these companies are doing extremely well with earnings. I see that growth in the US economy is doing well. I see that labor data is doing well. That supports more growth for the stock market. So this is why stock markets are always one-sided. But let's just go all the way back, right? Let's go back to why the stock market is just one-sided. It's because who could invest in it, right? People's pensions, people's 401ks, right? So if the stock market crumbles, it's a lot more to worry about than just people blowing their trades. This is the whole, like the whole world, right? People are working 9 to 5 jobs just because they want to get their investment back from the stock market in the next 20 years. Makes sense? People's pensions is being traded in there. 401ks, all their retirement plans is all being invested with algorithms through banks and hedge funds. So the stock market typically always goes up. So even though that we know it's one-sided, right? We still have to look for opportunities to trade it. But it shows if you're just playing for the long term, from history till now, shows that the stock market is always rising, right? Because we only have buyers. There's no, you're not going to invest your 401k, your pension, and just short the stock market. Nobody's doing that. People are just buying, right? You're betting that companies do well. So that helps the index grow. So we're not, is it in a bubble? Talk about that in another video. But what I realized, what moves the stock market, what moves NASDAQ, what moves US 30, what moves the S&P 500 is the Federal Reserve monetary policy. So when you start understanding that too, it helps you position yourself for those swing trades for months in advance. How come you haven't been able to hold swing trades when the markets has just been buying up for the past 3 to 4 years, right? Just ask yourself that. It's just one-sided. So how come you haven't caught it? How come you haven't been holding on to it? Makes sense? Because we're not trained to think long-term, right? We're not trained to think about 3 to 6 months ahead because you don't know how to. You don't know what to pay attention to in order to say, you know what? I want to trade, or I see this happening. Now I can take a swing trade and hold for a long period of time until something changes. But the problem is we don't know what to look for. This is also what I teach in a private group, right? Because we focus on what is the bigger picture, what is going on with monetary policy. Because the stock market, what is it made of? What involves the stock market is money, right? Money. So who controls the value of money? The central banks. They tell us what they're doing when it comes to monetary policy. So this year, from January, right, what caused the stock market to push lower from, just look at your trading view chart, just look at whatever index, US 30, NASDAQ, whatever, right? Look from January to April. What caused that downside? So if I know that the stock market is a risk asset, so every time there's optimism, people want to risk their money for a bigger return, right? But that pushed lower in the beginning of the year. So what caused that to happen? Tariffs, right? So when tariffs started becoming the big picture, this caused uncertainty, right? So if I understand that, okay, is a risk asset. So now when market fear comes into the markets, right? A problem that could cause the markets to say, wow, we need to get out, right? Go to safer assets. This is when you start looking to sell the stock market, right? Because nobody's going to take the chance and start buying the stock market when you have something that's driving fear to the economy, okay? So that's why NASDAQ pushed lower. But after April, how come the stock market continued to hit all-time highs? This was because what came in? The fear of tariffs started to come out of the markets. But then that's when the markets started understanding the next step of the Federal Reserve was more into rate cuts. They knew that they're not hiking rates anymore. So when they get those little indicators, inflation is coming down, right? They see that the job markets is easing, but it's not recessionary fear bad. The markets start pushing higher, anticipating rate cuts. Because when you're cutting interest rates, just think about that. When you're cutting interest rates, it makes it easier for the businesses of those stocks to take money from the banks and build and expand their companies. So it brings optimism. So this is why the markets think ahead. They're not waiting for the rate decision till this month to say, oh, let's buy the stocks now. They know that whatever happened today, they knew this was going to happen 3 to 4 months ago. So this is why the stock's been rallying to all-time highs, because they understood what was going to be the next step. They knew that the Fed was going to cut interest rates. They knew eventually the Federal Reserve will have to stop quantitative tightening, because once you stop tightening, the next step is quantitative easing. Easing is when when they're putting money into the economy. And when they do that, we know that is good for the stock market. So this is where you're able to plan 3 to 6 months in advance because you know their back is against the wall. So they can't go back to tightening. They can't go back to hiking rates. They could either pause or cut rates because their back is against the wall. So if you understand that, right, wouldn't you be buying the stock market and holding it this whole entire time if you knew that, right? And that's just like examples. Like other things to pay attention to is like job data, right? NFP, unemployment. You focus on growth data like GDP data, PMI data. Like stuff like this is what helps the stock market. When you can understand if the economy is doing well, a good economy does help stocks grow. Pay attention to earnings. I understand that most people think, well, we're looking at earnings, it's just to focus on that individual stock. Yes, but if earnings as a whole is doing well, there's no reason for you to short the stock market in general, right? Because those are the little indicators you pay attention to see if there's a slowdown. If you're not anticipating a slowdown, you're anticipating rate cuts, you're going to be wanting to trade the markets in one direction, which is up, okay? And this is how it's important to separate the two, right? Because what I said overall supports equities going higher, but it also supports dollar going lower. So hopefully this video is helpful. I'm gonna do another video for you. I'm gonna break down dollar as well because dollar has just been one-sided. Hopefully you guys could tune into the next one. Have a good one. Peace.